Welcome back to another segment with regards to resilience and gratitude. These ideas are from my new book, Refueling Your Tired Resilience. I had an interesting happening this week. I had told you that I broke my arm when I fell on the ice, and so it was time for my checkup. And we removed the old cast, and with a cast, like we feel safe. Feel safe, and so the nurse took off my temporary cast and then sent me to X-ray in another area of the hospital. And she says, "Well, just go down the corridor and go to X-ray." So I felt so vulnerable and naked, just like, why take off my cast here and then have me walk out in this danger zone where anybody could bump into me, where I could trip. People have got crutches and wheelchairs and gurneys, and I just felt like it could be a bit of a war zone. And so there I am going out without my armor, way over to another area of the hospital. It was, I felt very unsafe, and I wanted to have a protective armor. And that made me think about a segment in the book where I talk about being gratitude for self. And through this process of, many of us say that we want to be authentic. That's a very nice and easy thing to say, that I want to be authentic. And it's a process of really big vulnerability, in the same way that I went out in this corridor without my cast, is that when we start shedding these facades of who we're trying to portray to be, these facades of how we protect ourselves to be accepted, to meet certain norms, etc. It's very disarming to go out without this armor. So much that we quickly revert and say, well, I went out with the armor, but I'd like to have my armor back, please, and thank you. Because it's the zone of discomfort. And so it takes a lot of intentionality and resilience, that if I don't have an armor, an outside armor to protect myself, what other type of resilience can I have? And that's part of the book, is transitioning from this outer armor shield of resilience, because this is hard stuff. Somebody can bump into me, or I can plow through it. But the more stronger resilience is that of the inner self. And in my book, I tell you a bit about how to do that. And it's through gratitude, finding gratitude for the beauty of who you are. I heard a beautiful video, just a short video, and they were talking about the challenge of loving yourself. And the person who talked about it said, if I had a child, I'd love that child, not because of how they succeed, how they've, their grades, or the kind of job they had. I would just love my child because it's mine. And so they had this analogy of, like, I am my human. I'm responsible for this human. And this kind of separation, that I am my human, kind of helped me see that I'm my child, not as a child sense, but just this is my human. So I like the language, because it helped me see that parallel between if I had a child versus, like, me. I love my human. And it's that self-love, self-appreciation that then fuels that inner resilience that allows us to go and be authentic without our outer armor. And it's an interesting transition to go through, not an easy one, but a beautiful one, to then go into the world without that hard armor and to be able to show and be ourselves so truly. So I invite you to explore this process of not just wanting to be authentic and appreciate authenticity, but to be able to live it without the shield. So if you want more, every week I will be sharing some more stories. I invite you to click like and share and subscribe, and I'll have more for you on so many different angles of gratitude and how it refuels our inner resilience. So till next week, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.